victory. Let's see how they line up for the second semi-final. It's Ingeborg Huyssen in lane 2 for Belgium. In lane 3, Elena Kopitova of the Soviet Union. In lane 4, Sacramento of Portugal. Denise Zavelka of Romania in 5. Amra Medic of Yugoslavia in 6. It's Maria Taneva of Bulgaria in lane 7. It's Helga Kopital of Hungary who goes in lane 8. There's number 630, Kopitova of the Soviet Union. I think she stands a fair chance. Sacramento too, one of the highly respected runners of this distance.
This semi-final is going to be a lot closer than the last one, probably. There's no outstanding favourite in this race. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of a race for first position.
And there's the local girl, they love her, Amra Medic. Outside her, the Bulgarian Taneva, Maria Taneva, in the red running vest. And in lane 8, Kokalp of Turkey. They've seen what Brun did in that first semi-final. They know the sort of pace they're going to have to run, and I suspect they feel they have to run a little bit quicker.
One of the advantages of having the second semi-final is that you can see the time in the first one, and if you want to be one of the fastest qualifiers, you need to make it a fast race. So this could be faster on paper.
Medic gets away quickly in the Navy. The Yugoslavian, there she is. As they still run in lanes until the first bend, Medic probably still has it. And Zavelka coming quickly up to her shoulder now, the Romanian. Those two head the race at the moment. Taneva in third place. So broken now. And take up a steady place. The Romanian leads, Zavelka. Medic of Yugoslavia second. It's a bit of a battle between the Soviets, Kopitova, and the Bulgarian Taneva for third place. On the inside, Kokalp. So we approach the bell. That's where the fun and games will begin. And it's still Zavelka in first place, but Medic is getting a tremendous reception from the athletics fans here in the Sloboda Stadium. And she's right on the shoulder now of Zavelka. And it's going to be a fascinating battle between the two, and there's plenty of the girls in contention as well.
This is a much tighter race than the first one, and I think the pace is slightly quicker. You see the Portuguese girl coming up on the outside. She looks as if she's someone who doesn't have too much of a kick in the way she runs, so she's probably going to want to take the pace up now for the next 100 to 200 metres, try and run the legs off some of the girls further back.
That's Sacramento who hits the front in the green shorts, and she's really training the field along with her, and they're desperate to keep with her. Zavelka coming back on her all the time. Zavelka will overtake her again. The Portuguese runner and the Romanian are having quite a little battle of their own. The Portuguese athlete comes back. Sacramento still has it. Zavelka second. And coming through strongly now is Kopitova of the Soviet Union. It's 1, 2, 3 in that order. In fact, it'll be Zavelka will take it. Sacramento takes second place. Kopitova of the Soviet Union takes third place. And fourth will be Huyssen of Belgium. And Zavelka wins in a time of 2 minutes 5.58 seconds.
I think the interesting thing here is that it is a faster race than the previous one, and the Belgian girl in fourth place is really working here to try and get a fast time to be one of the fastest qualifiers, sorry, one of the fastest losers to qualify for the final tomorrow.
That was a much faster race than that first heat. Let's just make that clear. Zavelka will qualify along with Sacramento, Kopitova, and Huyssen, I think, will qualify as a fastest loser along with the three girls in that race. So we take a break. Coming up, the women's 400 metres semi-final, Yugoslavia for the European Junior Athletics Championships. Next up, the women's 400 metres semi-final, Heat 1. In lane 1, Luzar of Yugoslavia. In lane 2, Volk of East Germany. In lane 3, Paulette McLean of Great Britain. Jazalainen of Finland in 4. In 5, Marino of Spain. Milosadova of the Soviet Union in 6. In lane 7, it's Koch of Romania. Forgarasi of Hungary. goes in lane 8. Man who knows a little bit about running in the 400 metres is Roger Black.
Invariably in the European Junior Championships, the women's 400, for some reason, is always won by an East German, whereas the men's 400 actually is usually won by a Briton. And they've got a new girl out here, Volker, who's actually a 200-metre specialist, and it looks as if she's been put up for the 400 in place of a few other young girls in East Germany who you would expect to be here.
Volk in lane 2. Remember, the first 4 qualify for tomorrow's final. So no fastest losers here. They've got to get inside the first 4 to be certain of their place in that final tomorrow. And Volk has gone very, very quickly away. So too Milosadova of the Soviet Union. Watch out also for in lane 5, Marino of Spain. They're in 3rd place. And it's very, very quick in the opening stages. So the first 200 metres. Here they come now. And Anke Volk of East Germany, one of the favourites of the 200 metres as well, has stamped her authority all over this race, and she's coming strongly now in lane 2 in the blue vest. She leads quite comprehensively. Milosadova of the Soviet Union, I think, is now in 2nd place. In 3rd place, Marino of Spain. Jazalainen of Finland battling for 4th place with Luzar of Yugoslavia. She gets it. Luzar is out, and it means Volk wins and goes through to the final. Her time 53.15. 2nd was Milosadova. 3rd in the race was Marino of Spain, and 4th Jazalainen.
She doesn't look to be too bothered after that race. That's important. The final comes up tomorrow. Semi-final now has to be forgotten. Saying that, she just bent over double, so maybe she's a bit tired than she looks.
So Volk wins it. Milosadova 2nd. Marino in 3rd place. 4th Jazalainen goes through as well. So shortly we'll see heat 2 of the women's 400 metres. 2nd semi-final. Nicola Crowther goes in lane 1. In lane number 2, there's nobody in lane number 2. It's Manialova of the Soviet Union in 3. In lane 4, Bartori of Hungary. In lane 5, Solcan of Romania. In lane 6, Varsamidu of Greece. Landre of France in 7. In lane 8, it's Marti of Switzerland. Tomasova of Czechoslovakia was meant to be in lane 2. She's scratched from the championships. There'll just be 7 runners in this 2nd semi-final. They have to get inside the first 4 to qualify. Solcan in lane 5, the Romanian, 3rd fastest in Europe this year. On their way, first time.
Girl on the outside really has gone off very quickly because you can't see anyone inside her.
That's Marti. Oh, she's not to know what's going on. But at the moment, Manialokova easily ahead. And she's beginning to pull away as well. Manialova of the Soviet Union. There she is in the red, more or less on the left of your picture. She's coming strongly on the inside. She's in lane 3. And she now seems to have a comfortable lead. Solcan in 2nd place, Bartori 3rd, 4th Vassamidu of Greece. It's the Soviet girl who'll lead them away, and she'll get through. Solcan is going to go 2nd. She gets 2nd place, Bartori 3rd, Vassamidu of Greece gets 4th. It's those 4 who go through to the final tomorrow, and the winner was Manialova of the Soviet Union in 53.61.
She's really run very hard actually for a semi-final here, and as you can see she's actually losing her form and is leaning towards the tape. Maybe some inexperience there because she doesn't have to run that fast here. She's well in the lead. She's definitely going to be in the first 4, and hopefully she won't pay for that tomorrow in the final.
Disappointment for Christine Marti of Switzerland, who finished 5th. Those are the top 3, Manialova, Solcan and Barty. Along with those, it's Varsamidu of Greece who go through to the final. We'll see that tomorrow here on Eurosport. Here's the ceremony for the hammer throw. And the man who really destroyed the opposition, Sergei Kermesov, with a throw in excess of 72 metres. It was good enough to win him the gold medal. Let's check now on the competitors for the men's 400 metres semi-final. Heat 1, Hellman of Sweden in lane 1. Lane 2, Rusterholz of Switzerland. Luteritz of East Germany in 3. Jean-Charles of France in lane 4. In lane 5, Golovastov of the Soviet Union. Grossi of Italy in 6. Munzer of Austria in 7, Zeltzer of West Germany in lane 8. Now, you know about winning European Junior Championships at this distance.
Semi-final stage is the stage where the championships really does begin. No messing around here. It's the first 4, and they're all very, very close in standard. So they're going to have to run here. They'll be looking to run around the mid 47 seconds towards 48 seconds, and that won't be too easy. And they're all going off relatively hard.
Jean-Charles, there he is in the blue vest, the favourite, and he's got the lead for my money at the moment. Golovastov of the Soviet Union trying to keep up with him, and also going well Luteritz of East Germany as well. He's there on the inside, the blonde athlete, but Jean-Charles still has it, and he begins to pull away as he reaches the 150 metre mark, and as they hit the home straight, Jean-Charles has it for France in second place at the moment. Well, you choose between Golovastov and Luteritz of East Germany. East German has it at the moment, and the Frenchman tiring. It was very close, but Jean-Charles wins it for France. Second, Golovastov, Dmitry Golovastov of the Soviet Union. In third place, Luteritz of East Germany. Fourth, Rolsetzer of West Germany. Jean-Charles' time, 47.67.
Very close races, a very fast semi-final. You can see the Frenchman really has worked very hard. He's not totally in control of himself here. And although he was the third fastest in Europe this year, I think he's going to find it hard to really be up there tomorrow, because he's run very hard. They've all run hard. Maybe the East German who's looking over seems to have run the most sensible race out of all of them, but we'll have to see tomorrow.
Jean-Charles wins it, Golovastov second, Luteritz in third place. Zeltzer, who's not in the caption there, is through to tomorrow's final as well. So we'll see next the second semi-final. It's Brendan Murphy of Ireland in lane 1, Bablivesky of the Bulgarian side in lane 2, Jan Lenski of East Germany in 3, Cuesta of Spain in 4, Wayne MacDonald of Great Britain in lane 5, the favourite for these championships, Zeletsny of the Soviet Union in 6, Paternoster of Italy in 7, in lane 8, Miladinovic of Yugoslavia, there he is, just warming up, getting prepared. He goes in lane 8, qualified as the fastest loser yesterday. Zeletsny won his heat yesterday in lane 6. There's the East German, Lenski, second in yesterday's second heat with a time of 48.31. They're away quickly. And MacDonald for Great Britain, who's running in lane 5, more or less at the centre of the field at the moment, looks very, very comfortable as he runs the first 150 metres.
Very fluent runner, Wayne MacDonald, and he's looking very relaxed. He really is very, very confident for these championships, and he's just going to work off the Russian outside him, see where he stands at 300, and probably just do enough if he's sensible.
Well, MacDonald, I think, has it at the moment. He's probably already won this race. The way he's powering through as he reaches the 60 metre stage, just has a look round, says, what's the competition like? Lenski in lane 3 might overtake him. He will, in fact, unless MacDonald is careful. He slows off, and it's Lenski who takes it in lane 3 for the East Germany. Second was MacDonald as he peered round to see who else was around. Cuesta of Spain was third, fourth Zeletsky of the Soviet Union, and those 4 will go through to tomorrow's final.
Good run by both the first 2 runners there, especially MacDonald, who's looking over here. He really hasn't broken sweat in this race. All he wanted to do was qualify for the final, to be in the top 4, and he shuts off the power here. East Germans run well as well, and the Russian and the Spaniard both through to the final. Close race on the line, but the business really starts tomorrow.
Lenski then first. Lenski first rather, MacDonald second, Cuesta third, and in fourth place Zeletsny of the Soviet Union. He qualifies as well. And you have to say MacDonald a little bit cocky in the last 10-15 metres.
You could argue he's entitled to do that. The others will be are very aware of him.
Next up, the women's 100 metres hurdles final. Louise Fraser of Great Britain goes in lane 1. Lane 2, Leszczyznuts of Poland, Schrieweiss of West Germany in 3, Ronish of East Germany in 4, Buchovic of Yugoslavia in 5, Filipova of the Soviet Union in lane 6, Dudnic of the Soviet Union in lane 7, and in lane 8, Ziedisleben of West Germany. And the favourite probably in lane 4, we're looking at her at the moment, Ilka Ronic of East Germany, but they'll be cheering on their own local girl, Buchovic of the Yugoslavian side there, we're looking at the navy outfit. Can she bring gold to Yugoslavia and prove to be the heroine of the game? She's got a very good start. So is Ronish of East Germany next to her. Ronish is going flat out at the moment. Bucevic is trying to keep up with the Filipova of the Soviet Union as well. Is going through quickly, but Bucevic of Yugoslavia can only get third place. Second, Filipova of the Soviet Union. Ronish of East Germany wins the gold. And the applause you can hear ringing around the stadium isn't for the girl who won the gold medal, isn't even for the girl who won the silver medal, it's for the girl who won the bronze. Bucevic of Yugoslavia, but it's gold for East Germany.
Fine run here by the East German. Yet again, she rises to the first hurdle first. That's very, very important in this race. Great technician, and by the second hurdle, you could say she's probably won the race. Very, very fluid runner. And the battle for second place behind her between the Russian and the Yugoslav. The Russian comes on very strong for the last half of the race, but not strong enough to match the East German.
I don't think the Yugoslavian Bucevic really stood much of a chance at that stage as they hit the second to last hurdle.
No, I think it's she's probably going to settle for bronze, probably quite happy. Very fast time there of 13.27 seconds there. That's a very, very respectable time at senior level.
And that isn't the winner, that's the girl in third place, the one with the bronze medal. But she is from Yugoslavia and will allow the locals here to enjoy the success of one of their own. Unusual to see a runner who's come in third, take a flag and run around the course.
She may not be that popular with the first two girls, let's say that.
Just a confirmation, she did get bronze medal. Filipova got the silver, Ronish got the gold. And there she goes.
Probably on the front page of the local magazine.
We're going to see the men's 1500 metres final now. Esteviara goes in lane 1. Lane 2, Kolaskas, Balats in 3, Kliur in 4, 5, Shaynet Dinotsov of the Soviet Union, Barbone in 6, in 7, Murat, in 8, Forda, in 9, Shloku, 10, Vincenko, Munger in 11, Jankovic of Yugoslavia in 12, 13, Figueroa, Pakic of Yugoslavia in 14, 15, Tolovsson. The lanes don't really matter as we go into the 1500 metres final, but it does mean that they have to line up in this order, but they'll break very, very quickly indeed. And here they are, very, very strong start by Figueiredo of Portugal. He's the early pacemaker. Remember, 3 3/4 laps. Quickly up on his shoulder, the man in the yellow running top, Morgan Tollefson, favourite, ranked number 1 in Europe this year. Tollefson there with the blonde hair just tucked in behind the leader, the man from Portugal. Figueiredo, he's the early leader. Very tactical race at this stage. They'll want to keep in contention at the front of the pack. Nobody wants to get left behind.
Steady pace this. Nothing spectacular, but it's not too slow. Field isn't too bunched up, and you would expect these sort of the runners with who believe they don't have too much of a kick to take the pace up in the first 2 laps, try and run the legs off the kickers, or the so-called kickers. First lap of 57.33, respectable, nothing special, but there certainly is a race on here. Beginning to stretch out the pack now. 3 or 4 or 5 of them now pulling away from the rest of the field, but it is early days in the 1500 metres, and
Munger in third place from Switzerland, 5th fastest in Europe this year with a time of 3 minutes 47.70. So he's a useful runner, though the Portuguese man running from the front at the moment, Figueiredo. I just get the impression that perhaps he's gone out very quickly, the Portuguese, and I just wonder if he's got the legs to stay there once the big boys start kicking towards the back end of the race.
Well, you probably say no, but I mean, he's stretching out the field and he's hoping that he can run the legs off some of them. The Swede doesn't look that comfortable in second place. He is number 1 in Europe this year, and he doesn't look particularly comfortable. That may just be the way he's running. But it's really hard to tell here.
In fact, Michael Kluwer, West Germany, the fastest qualifier for today's final, well back in the race. He's beginning to come forward, though. probably in 5th or 6th place at the moment. Barbone of Italy handily placed 2 back in that bunch.
Portuguese runner here really now trying to stretch the field out.
He'll have to do well to shake off the attention of Morgan Tollefsen, who's lying second, and also in the red vest Munge of Switzerland. And those 3 locked in confrontation at the front of the field, but they're beginning to come round on the outside. Michael Kluwer beginning to show right on the outside. He's beginning to stamp his impression on this race. Number 465, there he goes. He's overtaken everybody and picks up the race on the bell.
Yeah, Kluwer's now running for home. He's said that the pace is a bit slow for him, and now this is where the race really begins. Swede's gone with him, and they're really sorting out the field now.
Kluwer leads, Tollefsen second, Munge third. It's any one of those 3, and Kluwer takes the field and begins to string it out, kicks for home and says, "Catch me if you can, I'm after that gold medal." It's still Kluwer who leads to West Germany. The fastest qualifier, and he's showing just why he was the fastest qualifier by running this race from the front now after taking it up on the bell. He's inside 200 metres, and he now sees gold in his sights. Tollefsen might have to be happy for second place, although he's tiring. He looks round, that's a sign of tiredness. And watch out for Barbone coming of Italy now on the outside. He might end up with a medal, but it's Kluwer who'll win it. Tollefsen cannot find a way back. He'll have to settle for silver. In fact, he's lost out of the silver. Barbone of Italy with a tremendous run inside the last 25 metres, pinched the silver medal from Tollefsen, but Kluwer gets the gold for West Germany. Second Barbone of Italy, and third Tollefsen of Sweden.
Very gutsy performance there by Kluwer. Ran the last 400 metres all on his own, nothing to work off, and he's running out of steam here, and everyone's getting a little bit closer. Great run by the Italian in 3rd place. I think the Swede thought he had silver by then, but no, the Italian comes through, and I think we'll see he just pips the Swede. And in fact, if the race had been 2 or 3 metres further, I think he would have got the gold medal as Kluwer raises his hands to the sky. Bit early, I would say. If only it had been a metre longer.
Well, I don't think he was aware of anybody coming up, was he?
No, I don't think so. I think he really thought he had the race in his pocket. I think when he looks at that later on this evening, he'll have a good sigh of relief, I would have thought.
So Kluwer wins it for West Germany. Second, Marco Barbone of Italy, and third, Tollefsen of Sweden. And that more or less wraps up our coverage from the European Junior Athletics Championships.